Spaghetti Bolognese is probably the most popular family Italian dish that's cooked in every household. There's lots of debate about the authentic version. The one I'm going to show you today is the typical Bolognese that anybody can make, and it's the one that I make for my family at home. So let's get started. So first up, get some olive oil. And some butter. And just let that melt. Once your butter is melted, just add your pancetta. You can also use Parma ham for this as well. The addition of these gives it a lovely flavour. So just let that cook till it's golden brown. So our pancetta has cooked nice and it's lovely and golden brown. So we're going to add our onions and our garlic. Now try and chop them as tiny as you can. I am absolutely useless with knives, but I persevere and cut them as small as I can, especially for kids as well. Now if you have kids that don't like vegetables, you could also put these in the food processor and grind them down so they're like a paste, and then they'll actually be hidden inside in the bolognese. So we've added 1 onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to add 1 stick of celery and 1 carrot. This is actually known in Italian as sofrito. I won't try and do a big Italian accent now, which means just cooking off all these vegetables in olive oil, and it's a base for a lot of sauces and soups in Italian cooking. The only herbs that I used in my recipe is bay leaf. Some recipes call for rosemary and thyme. You can use these too, but I prefer to have just the simple flavour from the bay leaf and from the rest of the ingredients. So our vegetables and our pancetta have cooked down, and the vegetables are lovely and soft, and the colours are absolutely amazing. I love the colours in this recipe. We're going to add our meat. I'm using both beef mince and pork mince. The pork is lovely, it gives a nice flavour to it, and it's got more fat in it. Okay. Just add them in. Now turn up your heat again because you want the mince to brown. And the key as well to this is make sure that you break up the meat, because you don't want big huge lumps of minced meat inside in your bolognese. It should be quite fine. Our meat is lovely and brown, so we're going to season it. So add a nice bit of sea salt, even though you have pancetta in there, but you still want a good bit of flavour. Some black pepper. Now we're going to add our wine. Again, there's a huge debate about if it's red wine or white wine. In the north they use red, in the south they use white. So I'm just going to go with white today, but it's up to yourself. The red probably gives it a little bit of a richer flavour. So it's up to you really which one you want to use. So just add your wine and just again bring up the heat and let that burn off the alcohol. So the difference between ragu and bolognese, they say, is that the addition of the chopped tomatoes. So a ragu would just have the tomato puree and it would be a denser, thicker sauce, more of a meat-based sauce. Whereas with the bolognese, with the chopped tomatoes, it makes it a little bit saucier. Now I like to use the chopped tomatoes myself because I will do anything to get vegetables into my children. So I'm going to use both the puree and the chopped tomatoes today. Now, we are going to let this simmer for a minimum of 1.5 hours. If you can let it cook for longer, do. 2 to 3 hours is actually the optimum, but I know lots of you are very busy and you don't have time to let it cook for that long. So we need to add some water. Now you could also add some stock, a beef stock cube if you like. It would give a bit of a richer flavour to it. So I'm going to just fill my tin with water and add it. I know some children don't like chopped tomatoes, so what you could actually do is just blitz them with the hand blender as well if you prefer a smoother sauce, and just add it that way. So bring that to the boil, and once it's at boiling point, just bring it down to a really gentle simmer, probably the lowest ring that you have on your cooker. As I said, if you can try and leave it cook for at least 1.5 hours, if you have more time, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, brilliant. You'll find it probably will dry out a little the longer that you do cook it. So add a little bit of water or more stock, whichever you prefer. Obviously, the longer you cook it, the more intense the flavour, so it's better for all. Okay, so I would, once it's simmering, I would put a lid over it just to keep the moisture inside as well. And just leave it cook away for a while. Don't forget to give your sauce a quick stir every 15 or 20 minutes because you don't want it to be sticking to the bottom of your pan. Our sauce has been cooking away for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. I took the lid off for the last half an hour. And you can see now it's lovely, thick, juicy, very meaty, a perfect bolognese. I've added the pasta. I'm using spaghetti today because it's the pasta that everybody associates with bolognese. But in Italy, a lot of people would have theirs with rigatoni or tagliatelle. Rigatoni is great because the sauce gets stuck inside the tubes, and the tagliatelle is actually easier to eat the sauce with. But we'll go traditional and we'll go spaghetti today. Our pasta is cooked, so we're just going to add it to our sauce. Again, don't be afraid of the pasta water. It'll just mix in anyway. Okay. Just get all that mint sauce in there. Your kids are going to love it. Okay, and then just, as always, try not to make a mess. Okay, perfect. And of course, the most important part, Parmesan cheese on top. Okay, let's taste this. Let's hope it tastes as good as it smells anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really, really good. Full of flavour, really rich, really meaty. Worth cooking it that little bit extra longer. So, hope you enjoyed it today, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and see you soon. Lots of veggies to get into the kids, and ta-da-da!